Hi, my name is Brendan Flood, and I will be doing a dimensional analysis of my vocab project. So, the first question is, what is dimensional analysis? Well, it's when you convert one unit into another. For example, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So those two values in their respective units are equal to each other. And that's what dimensional analysis is. It allows you to convert any unit into any other unit. So an example problem is, how many feet are there in 40 kilometers? Now, you're given that 1 inch is equal to 2.73 centimeters. So the first step is to identify the units. So you always put the known unit on the left, like that. And then you put the desired unit on the right. So we're trying to find feet. This is to keep it neat and organized and remind you of what you're trying to do. You identify them early so that you don't forget them later. Now, the next step is conversion rates. So you're told that 1 inch is equal to 2.73 centimeters. This means that you have to convert kilometers into centimeters so that you could then turn them into inches and then inches into feet. So, step 3, converting. Now this is the method of how you can keep it always organized and always neat, so you can always remember how to do it at each step. Each time you change units, you do this step. So, first you draw a fraction. Then, the next is you want to carry the previous unit, the unit from the previous fraction, to the opposite side of the current fraction. So in this case, the previous unit is kilometers. So you carry kilometers down to the bottom. Now, it says opposite side because sometimes you will get something like miles per hour, and then you're going to have to carry the hour up and across. But in this case, it's just 40 kilometers over 1. So it's just kilometers down and across. So, and then the next step is to find out what you're trying to convert it into. Now, we'd already identified earlier that we're trying to find centimeters, so we're going to have to turn kilometers into centimeters. The next step is to assign the larger of the two units as 1. And in this case, kilometers are larger, so they get 1. And then you find out how many of the smaller units make up the bigger one, and it's 100,000 centimeters make up 1 kilometer. Now, for each time you want to change units, you follow that process. So you follow the same thing for inches and centimeters. You carry the centimeters down because it was the unit on top, and then you find out what you're trying to convert it to, inches, and then you see that inches are larger than centimeters. So you put 1 on inches, and then you put 2.73 on the centimeters, and then you can carry the inches down and across. And then inches into feet. A foot is larger than an inch, so that it gets 1, and then 12 inches equal to feet. And then you're done. And now you have to multiply them together. This is your final equation. So it's just multiplying fractions. And the way you know that you're done, the way you know that you've got your final equation, is that you have the feet. In this case, it's feet, but you have the desired unit on top of the fraction. Or if it's something like miles per hour, you have it in the same unit. You have that fraction in the same unit as you do your desired unit. So once you're done with the equation, you just multiply them together. And in this case, it's 40 times 100,000 divided by 2.73 times 12. And that's equal to 122,100 feet. And that's your final answer. That's how many feet are in 40 kilometers. Now, here are some practice problems that I will allow you to do. So this is where you should pause the video and see if you can solve them by yourself. See you back in a second. Alright, so after you've solved the problems, I'm going to show you what they are. So how many liters are in 3 gallons? You're given that 1 gallon is equal to 128 fluid ounces and that 1 ounce equals 29.57 milliliters. So your answer should have been 11.3562 liters. Now, rounding could be different, but that's about what it should be. Next question, how many grams are in 2 tons? 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds, and 1 pound is equal to 453.592 grams. Again, rounding is not exact, so it should be 1,861,000 grams. This one is how many seconds are in the year. And you aren't given any conversion rates because if you don't know how many seconds are in a minute, by now you have bigger problems than not knowing how to do dimensional analysis. So in this case, it's 31,560,000 seconds. Now this is a slightly harder one. It's how many miles per hour is 13 meters per second, and 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet, and then 1 inch is equal to 2.73 centimeters. So in order to solve this one, you needed to have remembered what I said about how you not always carry units down, you have to carry them up too. So in this case, it's 29.08 miles per hour. So this challenge problem, it was taken from a lab when we were doing stoichiometry. It's talking about the nitrobenzene, the substance that gives shoe polish its odor, makes it smell bad, and it's made from the reaction of benzene and nitric acid, according to the chemical equation shown here. Now, it's telling you that, assuming that you have as much nitric acid as you want, how many grams of nitrobenzene will be produced if you have 20.6 grams of benzene? Now, hint, convert to moles. Because remember, you can't just convert straight to grams, but you can convert moles to moles. So I'm going to pause it and see if you got the right answer. Alright, I'm back. Here's the solution. So, first, you put it on the left, and then right. Then this is what you should have gotten for your first equation, second, third. So you're converting from grams into moles, and then moles into moles, and then moles into grams. And that turns out to be 20.6 times 123 divided by 78, which equals to 32.5 grams of nitrobenzene. And that wraps up my presentation. Thank you for watching.